Hey guys, so I just thought I would do a quick live today. We are actually getting our camper back today, which is super exciting, but you can now see that I am in a hotel room. And so thought I would give this a shot and just see how well it goes, especially since I'm on the hotel Wi-Fi. So that's always a fun experiment versus Starlink. But I was having a conversation with some of our friends the other day as we were out and about, some fellow full-time RVers. They were nearby here in Elkhart, Indiana. So we decided to go out and visit them and just hang out for a while. And they were staying actually at one of their friends' house. And we were having a great conversation. Their friend is like the director of ops for some company that she works for. And we were talking about entrepreneurship. Now, my friend and my fellow full-time RVer, the husband is actually also a small business owner, and he has a lot of freedom and flexibility to travel the country. He has a small team that runs his actual local business there in and around Elkhart, selling Mac tools to various dealerships around the country. Um, he's able to do it remotely. He just has to fly in a few times a year to really um, be with people or be with his team and kind of see, be with them, coach them, handle some of the things that just need to happen in the day-to-day operations. But we were having a conversation around entrepreneurship, and the wife, one of their friends, first time I was meeting her, and she was like, I just would never want to be an entrepreneur. It just seems like a lot of work. Like I want to clock in, clock out, and just be done with the day. And I was like, yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's 100%. It is a ton of hard work, especially in the beginning. But as an employee, as a W 2 employee, especially, there is always going to be a cap on how much you can earn per hour when you are invested in the business. Whereas if you are building your own business and you take on that CEO mindset, there's never a cap on how much you can actually earn. What really matters is how you leverage yourself, your time, and the things that you do within your business. And when you do that, there's no cap on how much you can earn in an hourly rate. So I just released my second video, I think, right now in the Founder Math series. And I always talk about how you should actually value your time at $150 an hour in order to run these calculations to see like what your gross margin or your utilization rate actually is. But the real truth here is that if you actually take on that CEO mindset and start to view your time as more valuable than the cash that you're actually keeping within your business or retaining for certain purposes, your time could be worth 500, 1,000, 10,000, $100,000 per hour at some point in the future. You have to continue to consider that the more that you leverage your own time, the more valuable it actually becomes to drive the results that you truly want in your business. So, yes, being an employee for most businesses is actually going to be it's going to be a shorter term pathway to a certain amount of financial success in many cases. And it is definitely less taxing mentally at a lot of times. But there's also just a cap on there's a cap on the amount of freedom that you can create for yourself to say travel the country with your family, or eventually our intent here is to travel the world with your family and have certain experiences. There is a cap on how much you can earn per hour or in any given year. And there's just always a cap on, how much you're able to really, I would say, grow within the realm of what it is that you do. Whereas if you can tackle and be available for the possibilities that come with being an entrepreneur, and especially as you start to lean into that CEO role, I mean, so much is there and open and possible for you to achieve in the future. So, the last thing I'm going to say here, just because I think it's a hot topic right now, I also don't think that you can accomplish this strictly with AI. I know there's a lot of hype right now around building a one-person billion-dollar business. I know AI has gotten a lot of hype recently. I don't think that you can strictly build your business using AI tools that are available for you. And actually, I think there's a really high cost to doing it and using it rather than going out and getting the experience of others who have actually been through the journey of entrepreneurship before you, or have been through or have certain expertise in certain areas. Simply because I just don't think AI is highly prone to mistakes, and the time that it's going to take you to learn how to use tool effectively over getting someone who already knows how to do a lot of this stuff to provide you with a certain amount of expertise is going to cost you a ton of money. I mean, I would say it's going to take you 10 to 100 hours to get highly efficient at anything that you don't know, between learning to read about it or watch your YouTube videos, then, try to figure out how to use the AI tools effectively and implement them in a way that actually makes sense for your business. Go out and get the support, leverage your time more effectively, and create the possibility again of an ROI on what you're actually putting into the business. That's how CEOs operate. And don't get a sense of FOMO on all the tools that are actually out there right now. Those types of distractions are going to limit your possibility of creating the outcomes that you actually want in your business. I shared on both Instagram and LinkedIn today a Slack message that I actually sent to one of my clients where I talk about when you don't focus on the things that should be the priorities in your business, you actually create a lot of friction. Friction just shows the momentum that you're actually wanting to create to realize the outcomes that you've determined that are highly important for you and whatever that actually looks like. So don't get lost in the FOMO of all the AI tools out there. I think that they're highly limiting and they can actually distract you from the things that you really need to do in order to, again, create that momentum that you want with your business. What you need to do is think about how I can build the team that can best leverage my time and how can I coach them effectively in order to be there and build the business that I want for the future. So anyways, just some thoughts here on this Monday as I am prepping again for a couple more client calls. I do like to time block and stack my calls on 2 days every single week. So just another little tidbit there. That way I can keep some of my other days open and free for exploring during the non-touristy times in certain key destinations. But if you have any comments, questions, concerns, anything that comes up for you, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can reach me by email at Christy, CHRISTY at bearscale.ai. And I am happy to chat at any time.